Johnnie. Johnnie was my maternal grandfather's nickname. His first name was Frank, and his middle name was not Johnnie. But inasmuch as his last name was Johnson, I may perhaps conclude that the nickname is a derivative of his last name, but I think that's really unlikely. I've seen photos of him. He generally looks into the camera. Maybe most subjects look into the camera, but his look is rather deep. He's always in a stiff collar. My aunt made a copper mask for my parents' wedding. The mask looks like the pictures of my grandfather. The sheet of copper was cut in such a way that, under the chin, the corners flare out. I used to assume these were supposed to be lapels. I now think she left them as they were simply for balance. The mask hangs above my mother's fireplace. Smoke has turned the brown to black. As a very small child, I thought the mask, because of the lapels, was supposed to be the face of a butler. Then I thought that, because the eyes had no pupils, the butler was dead. I realized at about the age of 12 that if this wasn't my grandfather, it was somebody from my mother's side of the family. The domed forehead and cleft chin were features several of the Johnsons shared. He would have been about 16 years dead when my aunt, at the age of 25, battered the mask into the shape of her father's face. The mask hangs from a nail, but looking directly at it, I feel I'm looking down into a casket. No, it's not a butler, but it's an overworked servant in a collar which won't stay down. I know that when we got into World War I, the girls with white flowers would put these flowers in the lapels of men who weren't in uniform. My grandfather was of fighting age then. They spotted him on a railroad platform, I think. They circled him, my mother says, and put the white flower in his lapel. Their Johnnies had gone to war, but here was Johnnie. He was theirs.